Playaz. Is your host Tony G. Going into the Philadelphia event. Let's see if we could get top 16 and get our invite. I'll show you guys once I'm done carrying all this. We're not sponsored by 7-Eleven, but we got our Zenkai boost. That's what C-Rod will call it. But we're on our way to Philly. We're gonna be playing Gamma, and I'll be showcasing that deck later on. So let's get to it. So stay tuned for this awesome adventure. It is a convention, so I might check it out too. So you guys might see some cool stuff. And we're on our way to Philly. So we just pulled up at the convention, and it was a 2.5-hour drive. Wasn't too bad. We're out here in Pennsylvania, Philly, I believe. I think that's the city we're at. And hopefully we get to see some really cool stuff because this is the convention, and hopefully we get to see some familiar faces. So let's stay tuned. So we made it through trying to find the event. It's so massive. I mean, it's all over the place. I don't know where to go, but I'll figure it out. So stay tuned. You'll see my first round opponent as soon as I get there. Hopefully I'm not late. I'm running late, but I don't know where to go. So we found it here. Looks dead. Just kidding. But this is where the Dragon Ball Super card game is gonna be at. This is where PPG is hosting it at Toomanygames. And then we have a familiar face over there. The best dentist and Dragon Ball player. We have Jonic. What's up, dude? Doing great.
What's up, gamers?
Yo.
What's up, Dragon Balls? What's up with you, Dragon Balls?
There we go. Subscribe to his
Balls?
channel. Jonic, what is it?
Joku DMD. You can see it
Joku
right on
DMD. Man is a dentist and DBS god.
Thank you so much.
Look at that.
Look at that.
He is wanted. He's the most wanted pirate also.
There he is, man.
There we go.
What's up, man?
We're gonna keep going.
What's up, my
Fan.
What's up, dude?
How's it going? Oh, Hermit style. Let's go.
What's up, man?
We're
Super
recording
Playaz.
each other.
You already know.
Subscribe to Hermit style,
Yeah.
guys.
Subscribe to Super Playaz, my bud.
Let's go. Let's see what else is going on. Let's see. We got the judges. I am not registered, so I'm gonna go talk to George. We got the MVP right here, Doggo.
Nope.
We have, let's go. We have a few more people.
What's up, my boy?
Eddie. What's up, dude?
John, I was.
We have awesome people here. Let's see. Oh, sorry. We have Dragon Ball. What's up, guys? It's your Super Playaz back at it again with your host Tony G, bringing you my top 8 best Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 deck profiles. So if you're new to the channel, definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. And I want to give you guys, if you're not following us on Whatnot, we're going to be raffling these two out. And so, well, not these two, but like all the stuff I earned from that event. Definitely follow us on Whatnot. So hopefully you guys get a chance to win one of these maybe. And if you like Godly Aura, smash that like button. If you like Great Priest, comment down below so we could check out your thoughts if you like those cards. But this is my Gamma list. This is what I played in this event. I want to give a huge shout out to my team right off the bat, because thanks to them, Brian, Abel, Mike, Josh, Daniel, everybody on the team, C-Rod, you guys put in all that work with me, play tested, and this is what we got from all of it together. So this is a thanks to my team, the Super Playaz. So give a huge shout out to both of my entire team, because thanks to them I was able to top the event and all the practice we did. So Gamma 1, Gamma 2, very great card. You can use non-red ribbon army cards in your energy. That's one of the permanent effects. Not only that, when you're at 4 lives or less, or if you have a blue unison with specified cost 2, you may awaken. You draw 1 card and restand one of your energies. And this is where it gets bananas and bonkers. Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, newfound foes. This guy is busted. I think this is a Super Saiyan 3 Goku on steroids, but with dual color instead. This guy is amazing because at the end of your turn, you're able to add 3 blue android cards from your energy to your hand and draw 1 card, and then you place 3 blue android cards from your hand to your energy. And not only that, you can activate counterplay cards that aren't non-android. So pretty much anything that is counterplayed has to be android in order to use. Extra cards are okay, but in order for you to use those counterplays, you can't use Jiren, you can't use those crazy Earthling Universe 6 cards, none of that. So you have to use androids. So let's dive into the deck. This is where mine differed a lot from everyone, and everyone was very caught off guard and very surprised by this deck. And let's get into it. So right off the bat, I want to say I ran 2 Majin Buu Unison. Very good card. I used it a lot. Or maybe I used 1 because I would always side out one of them for certain matchups because it was a very aggressive meta. And again, I only used 1 in the deck, but I ran 2 in the deck. I definitely, player preference, some people ran 2 or 3. I would probably run 1. But very good card, very good Unison for certain matchups. It was very good. And this is where everyone was just thrown away from. Like, they were like, what are you playing? Like, Hit? Why are you playing Hit? Honestly, one of the things I love about this deck is with Hit, you draw so much. It's so good. What Hit does is, it's the rival. You don't have a rival, of course, but draw 1 card. In this deck, I don't have a rival, so heads up, spoiler alert. Draw 1 card, activate main, and not only that, if your leader card is blue or Universe 6, you could use 2 energy, -1 marker, and you unawaken your opponent. That happened many games where I did that. It stunned them for a turn. They weren't ready for that. They were like, oh, that's what he does? I'm like, yep. And not only that, it keeps your hand very high. I mean, that was one thing I noticed about Android 1718 versus this guy. You lose hand power with Android 1718, and I like to maintain a healthy hand. Of course, it's play style, player preference, of course, so you don't have to play that Unison, but that was my choice, of course, so that was it for the Unisons. And getting into the nitty-gritty stuff of the Android cards, we played Android 13 Inorganic Horror, very good card. This is your searcher for your Unison. Not only that, you could add up a specified 2 Unison or a 3 or less Red Ribbon Android card. So Red Ribbon Army card. So that's why I love this card. It was very good. You will never whiff. I'm gonna say that right now. There was 1 game where I did, which was very odd, but out of all my games, it didn't happen often. It was like a 5% chance, but it did. But you will 95% you'll never whiff. This guy was amazing. I mean, I would bump this up. I mean, people have the other Unison or other 1-drop that you'll look for, but I love that one the most because it lets you search any 2-drop. And then we go into our next counterplay. This is a very counterplay city deck. Android 15 Inorganic Horror, very good card. You could play it from your energy. Not only that, if you have 3 Android in your battle area, this guy gets 10,000 power. There's many games where this guy was clutch. I mean, huge shout out to Mike who ran 2 and he's like, run 1 more. And honestly, I listened to him and I loved seeing him in the energy whenever I hit it as energy. Very good card. Awesome card. I ran it at 2 because you want to stop those 3 or less battle cards or those floodgates from being played, and it's very, very annoying sometimes. But again, we got to reverse it back to our opponent. Reverse Uno right here. We have Android 14 Inorganic. Same thing, our Android Topo is what I call it. You negate your opponent, pitch a card, and when this card is played, your opponent has to, whenever they attack again after that swing, they have to bottom deck 2 cards from their hand. Very strong card. I love this card more because you bottom deck their cards. You don't have to, they don't discard it, they bottom deck it. So they don't use those apes to push for games sometimes, which is pretty wild. And this is where mine differed a lot more too, which were the super combos of choice. I love this super combo because you filter your deck. It's a 10K. It's draw power. I mean, you stay at high life, but sometimes you just want to take yourself down to 4 so you could draw and use your super combos. And this is the one I like. Again, it goes back to player preference. I like drawing a lot in my decks, and I like to see the cards I need right away. So I played Android 8 Kind-Hearted Machine. This was the best super combo for this deck. I felt the way it's built, very strong, and you go through it pretty quickly, especially with a meta that you have to, I mean, it's very aggressive. And then we ran 3 Android 18 Rebellious Will, baiting, and then we have 4 Android 17 Rebellious Will. These were very strong in this format. Again, I relied on my 1-drop or 1 blue energy, limit 1, limit 1. One's critical, one's barrier, do the same effect. If you hit a non-Android card in your energy, when you play these guys, you look at the top 5 and put an Android card in your energy. These both do the same thing. One is just critical, the other one is barrier. So depending on the matchup, you want to bring them out right away because it adds a lot of pressure towards your opponent and they won't attack your leader. So again, or you're even unison. So it goes back to like why I maintain a healthy hand, because people did not want to see those cards right away stay on the board. And then again, it's Counterplay City. We played 4 Android 18, Let the Battle Begin, because again, you want to bottom deck any problematic cards. People relied a lot on their Universe 7 cards to draw. This lets me stop them. Their Android 17 just stopped it. You're gonna play Crown, Retribution, Broly, just stop it. It was just, this card was MVP and it's a blocker, 15k. So even if it sits on the board next turn, you could swing with it. 15k adds more pressure towards your opponent and they get stuck a little bit so they don't know what to do. This deck is just so powerful, guys. And then again, for our dual color cards, it's these guys right here, Android 17 and 18, Limitless Energy. This was very strong, it ignores energy exhaust if your leader card is Android. And this is the only dual green-blue card I have in the deck. I never used it that much because when I did use it, it was either to remove a battle card on the field that's bigger than their energy and it's a threat that I don't want to see, or if I was pushing for game later on mid-game. Usually you want to keep this as energy as long as possible so you could bring out your bomb play, your big behemoth, sell the ultimate life form or ultimate bio android. Very strong card. You need 1 blue, 1 green, and 2 regular energy to play this. And not only that, when he's played from the energy, you bottom deck your opponent's field. That's not barrier. And he's a dual attack, double striker. And if your opponent negates this attack, they gotta bottom deck 1 card from their hand once per turn. So very strong combo right there. So usually that's why I never use the Android 18 unless I needed to. And then we ran 1 Android 17 Turning the Tide, and then 1 Kill Rampaging Hard. This was a huge tech that Mike O'Connell, huge shout out to him. And he was telling me you need this so you could have more board removal, because the game does go a little longer than 7 energy with this deck because you have so much like defense and draw power that you'll see here. It's very consistent. Removes those annoying Trunks barrier blockers right away. And this is of course if you're gonna push for game that next turn. These guys all stay on board still like yourselves. This guy is just gonna wreck your opponent. And of course the best SCR in this deck is Hatchiyak. Self-explanatory, stops your opponent completely. And now for our extra cards, these were awesome texts from my team. They were telling me this is what we should be maining. We had 2 Dirty Burst, very good card. We had 2 Realm of the Gods. I would actually bump this up to 3 because there were so many aggressive decks and you want to draw, like defensively. Very good, and it's more removal too if you need to. And then we had 3 Dimension Magics and 3 Beam. 3 Beam were amazing. I didn't think I needed a 4th one. It lets your plays with the Android to play more aggressive, or if you need to restand your energy. And now into the sideboard. We ran 2 Apes for those hand destruction decks. Also just a combo if you need to. Add more combo for those aggressive decks. And sometimes just use it for 2 energy and draw more cards. Again, this deck draws so much. It's pretty easy to deck out, but be careful with that. Again, just play it smart. And then we have Realm of the Gods, one more, very good card for the sideboard. And then we had, this was my MVP most of the game, was Kami. I was able to blow up my opponent's board when I didn't see Cell sometimes. Cell did not come up maybe too early. It came out more later in the game when I actually like charged it. But earlier on, Kami was like my MVP for GT for those barriers. And not only that, for those Vegeta Trunks decks. This guy was just caught a lot of people off guard. They did not expect that. And then again, 1 more Dirty Burst. Very good card. Stops opponents' big bombs right away. And then this is a huge shout out to Brian, his little tech that he told me to add. And I mean, it was very phenomenal. I was really anticipating a lot of people playing counterplay cards. So in return, I just counterplay back. And with the Apes, it just added more draw power. Then 1 Mechikabura because, again, I love Mechikabura. I was worried about Cell, so I would stop. I would call the 7-drop Cell if I saw it. Perfect Force. Because I'm not losing my hand. That's one thing this deck struggles is hand advantage or hand destruction. And then we have 3 Dende. I was ready for that mirror match. I was waiting for Justin Rios. Huge shout out to Crossworlds. But if I came across Chris or Justin, this is what I was gonna play. I was looking forward to the mirror match, but I never saw one, so we both bubbled out, Justin and I. And then we have All Too Easy, very good card for hand destruction. Again, if someone discards this card from your hand, you could negate it if you really need to. And then for those very unison base decks, I used Absolute Confidence to stop those triple attacks, triple strikes. Sometimes they were at one marker. I'd be like, okay, Absolute Confidence. And they were like, oh, well, there goes the unison and their big power play that they were doing. And then obviously, again, let me know. I won this awesome, sick mat. Again, follow us on Whatnot so you have a chance to maybe even win this mat, guys. And so this is my gamma list. Let me know in the comment section what you would change or add. And again, I would love to hear your thoughts. Smash that like button for Vegeta or comment down below for Great Priest. Unless it's a comment about the deck, but I don't know. You could say Great Priest looks awesome. But this is my Gamma, I think the best Gamma deck. Yes, I coined it because I love to say it's the best deck in the game right now. And this is what I would play, or what I did play, and I got top 8, came in 6th place. And I would play this again. Or if you guys want to try it out, try it out. So definitely hit that like button, comment down below, and like always, y'all stay super.